Hey, welcome back, tennis fans. Here we are for the preview of the women's final at Roland Garros. We finally made it. It was a very, very tough fought 2 weeks. And we have two young guns in the final, Iga Swiatek and Coco Gauff. I mean, it was the final everybody wanted, including myself. And I'm so happy we're going to get to see these two youngsters go at it. And who will be the winner? It will be either Coco Gauff's first ever Grand Slam victory in her first ever final, or Iga will take her second Roland Garros title. But let's talk about what happened today in their, respective semi-finals. Iga, it just seemed like a bit of a walk in the park for her. It seemed the real Iga did return today for this semi-final. Daria Kasatkina, she tried, but Iga was on today. And this is the one thing we've been sort of saying throughout the whole tournament. She's been looking a bit out of sorts. She hasn't been looking her best over the last couple of rounds. She dropped a set, God forbid, to Qinwen Zhang in a couple of rounds back. But she still made it through. And she's making it through in style in the semi-finals. A breadstick in the second set. Iga's Bakery opens again for business. And it was just a one-sided beatdown. I hate to say it to Kasatkina, but when Iga's on, I don't think anyone can beat her. And it was so impressive. She gets victory on her unbeaten streak. Number 34, it should be noted. As you can see here, number 34 consecutive wins in 2022. And she will be looking to equal Venus Williams with 35 in the Open era. And that was back in early in 2000. In this unbeaten streak, Iga has only dropped 6 sets, which is pretty ridiculous. Obviously, you can see Qinwen Zhang there. You go all the way back to Samsonova in Stuttgart for the one before that. And then we go all the way back to Kerber, Towson, Kalinina there as well. And then we go all the way back. The first one of the run, which was Golubic, which was in Doha, the start of the unbeaten streak. But only 6 sets. I mean, it's pretty mad, isn't it? Over the course of this amount of time to drop this fewer sets. Amazing from Iga. And in this time as well, she has dished out 15 bagels, 11 breadsticks. It's ridiculous. It really is. And I was trying to look at some comparisons of when she won Roland Garros last time, which, as you can see here, when she won Roland Garros in 2020, Iga was ranked number 54 in the world, and she only lost 28 games en route to winning the title, and she didn't obviously drop a set for that whole entire tournament. Very, very impressive. And she did in this one, well, she served up, 6 breadsticks in that tournament, which was pretty incredible. No bagels. She wasn't used to bagels back then by the looks of it, but I think she's warmed to bagels a little bit more. She prefers them a bit more to a breadstick these days. So you see there. And now we go to this year's tournament. And as you can see, so far she has only dropped 29 games. So she's dropped slightly more than before, but she has dropped a set. So is it more impressive? Because you can see in there, we have 3 bagels in here. Only 1 breadstick, but there are a few swans, a few 2s in there. I think it's pretty impressive still to have dropped a set and still only dropped 29 games so far in the tournament. It's very, very impressive. Right, this is the words from Iga's mouth herself about the unbeaten streak. Said, "There's no point of thinking, oh, this streak is getting long. When am I going to lose? Or, I don't know. Is it even possible to win so many matches? I just don't think about it." And I like it. Definitely do not let that get in your head, because if you do let that get in your head, then you're going to start playing a bit differently. And I think maybe that's what happened in the last couple of matches. She looked a little bit out of sorts against Qinwen Zhang, maybe as well against Danka Kovanic as well. She definitely got back on the horse again against Pegula, and today against Kasatkina, she looked unstoppable, and she'll be the hot favorite going into the final. There's no doubt about that. As you can see here, Iga is the first player to reach 6 finals in the WTA Tour in the first 6 months of the year, since Serena Williams back in 2013, who had 7. So maybe she can equal it. Maybe she can get 7 as well. It's not outside the realm of possibility now, is it? If she was to win this tournament and then go onto the grass and then go and take another tournament, I'm all for it. I'll tell you that much. But let's move on to the other semi-final, because this one was a slightly different one. We had Iga absolutely battering her opponent in Kasatkina. This one, it seemed that neither player really wanted to win the match, if I'm perfectly honest. The first set was just a catalogue of errors. I mean, both players playing in a semi-final of a Grand Slam. Obviously, the nerves were there from both of them, but I didn't think it would be like this. Coco Gauff obviously been looking formidable coming up into this semi-final. But if we look at some of the statistics, and I'm talking more about the winners and unforced errors in this match, 36 unforced errors from Trevisan to only 13 winners, 20 unforced errors to 14 winners for Coco Gauff. Coco Gauff started, I think the first set, she nearly had no winners, which was just madness. And I think just towards the end of the set, she hit 3 and managed to seal the set. It wasn't a very high level. There was a medical timeout at the end of the first set for Trevisan. She had a bit of strapping on her leg, but I think as we got into the second set, Coco Gauff took over. She showed her dominance. She started to get back to basics. That's what we said on the live watch along. It was almost like she sort of relaxed and just thought, why am I doing this? I'm putting so much pressure on myself. Just enjoy it. And she started to enjoy it more, and you could see the winners started flowing a bit more freely. She won the match with ease in that second set, the breadstick, and she has not dropped a set this whole entire Roland Garros. As you can see here on our own GTL Twitter account, it is a maiden Grand Slam final for Coco Gauff. It's hard to believe that the American is just 18 years old, but Gauff becomes the youngest Grand Slam finalist since Maria Sharapova in 2004, as she defeats Martina Trevisan 6-3, 6-1. And as you can see there, Swiatek for the cup. That is the big favourite by the looks of it. But Coco Gauff, it's in her hands too. It's not all going to just be Iga Swiatek if Coco plays her best tennis. She's battered a lot of good players this week, as you can see. And this one as well, saying the youngest French Open finalist for 21 years, which is pretty impressive. And the 6th American player in the Open era to reach the final at Roland Garros without dropping a single set on the road to the final. And there's Andrea Jaeger, Billie Jean King, Chris Evert, Martina Navratilova, and Venus Williams' journey. I mean, credit to her. That is an epic list of names to be included in. And Coco Gauff, the best is still yet to come, I think, from this girl. Let's have a look through some of Coco Gauff's Grand Slam performances, and you'll be interested to know that her best performance has come at the French Open as well. That was last year, and she did get to the quarterfinals. She did get knocked out by the eventual winner, Barbora Krejcikova. So no shame in that. And this year, she's had the better side of the draw. She has made it through to the final, which credit to her. Other than that, she's been to a few fourth rounds, 2 fourth rounds at Wimbledon, 1 fourth round at the Australian Open. But it looks like the clay is where she's playing her best tennis. We move to Iga. Obviously, she's won Roland Garros once before. She got to the semi-finals in Australia earlier on this year before the big unbeaten streak. And last year, she went out in the quarterfinals as well. That one was to Maria Sakkari. And you can see both of the ladies here, this year's finalists, Coco and Iga, going out in the quarterfinals last year. Just finishing up here, we've got the 5 youngest major finals since the year 2000. And we've got here, obviously, the one there. If we go from chronologically, we've got Venus Williams, Justine Henin. We've got Maria Sharapova, Serena Williams. We've also got in there Sharapova, Ivanovic. And obviously, who can forget the one last year, US Open final, Raducanu versus Leylah Fernandez. And this one now in 2022, we have another young final. And we've got the 18-year-old Gauff versus the just recently 21 Iga Swiatek. This one is going to be an absolute cracker, I'm sure. Make sure you don't miss it on GTL and join us for the match. For me, I think it can only go one way. It's Iga's to lose, and the unbeaten streak must continue. I'm going to have Iga winning. I'm going to say it's probably going to be a close first set, followed by a bakery good. That's enough from me anyway. Let me know who you think's going to win in the comment section below. And whack a like on the video. Subscribe to Game to Love if you're new. And we'll see you for the final.